on our upcoming conference, What's Next for Your Spirituality. And this will be on the 9th and 10th of July. So we have here with us Sunflower and Robin. And I'm going to start with Robin. And I love to just ask, you are going to be talking with us about devotion. This is going to be the panel that you're going to be on. And so I'd love to know what's next for you when in regards to your devotional practices.
A very interesting question, because that's been coming up for me quite a bit, because,
Not surprising.
the minute you say yes to something, right?
Exactly.
For me personally, devotion is really this practice of deep trust and faith and surrender in there is a higher power. We are cogs in a wheel, and we can either get in the boat and row or be inundated with the flood. So that, to me, that's devotion. That's practice. That's a daily lived experience of like trust and surrender, even when it looks hard, even when it's messy, even when you're like, WTF is happening. There's this like trust and real devotion to the work. But that means it's not giving lip service to it, right? So it's like, so what's next for me has really been an even deepening of that practice. There's just been a lot of stuff that my world just kind of went just recently, personally, professionally, and it's just been like, okay, how do I come back to my center again and again and again, rather than be buffeted in this tsunami that's threatening to take over? So that's really what's next for me, is an even deeper level of practice and trust, and that devotion of like, okay, this is so much bigger than I am. Please give me the tools I need to get through it.
Yeah, I love that. And active participation is
Yeah.
such a huge piece of that. So when you were talking about that, I was instantly brought back to when I was like, I don't know, maybe 16, 17. In high school, we went on a whitewater rafting trip. And it was I grew up in the Northeast, so we went to Maine, and it was cold water, right? We had to wear, what do you call it? Wetsuits.
Yeah.
Right. We had to wear wetsuits. I had on wool gloves, and we're like going into these rapids. It was like a category 5 too. Like they were like high rapids.
Wow.
And this was for a science field trip. I went to a pretty cool school. And so anyway, we get in there, and I can swim really well, and I love swimming, but like I was very like there was a high level of fear of going into those rapids though. And like, I was like, I do not want to go in. And I asked the guide, I was like, what do I do like to stay in this boat? Like, how do I stay in this boat? Because I want to have a good time, but I also don't want to go in that water. And he's like, well, one, if you go in that water, I will get you out immediately. He's like, this is what we do. He's like, just float, like just let yourself surrender to the flow. And I'm like, yeah. And how do I stay in this boat? And he was like, just keep rowing. He's like, keep rowing. And he's like, as long as you have that friction with the water, he's like, you're going to be good. Like, just keep rowing. He's like, but if you stop rowing, you're not anchored, and then you're more likely to fall out. And I was like, I took that to heart. I mean, we're like suspended in the air, and I'm rowing. I'm like, I can't even reach the water, but damn it, if I'm not rowing, that oar is going. And I stayed in the boat. I sure did. So when you were talking about that, I was like, yeah, it is. It's like, it's a combination of like, I trust that all of the things are there, right? I trust if I go in, this guy's got me. I trust that I can just surrender with the flow, but also I'm going to keep rowing that oar because I'm going to do my part.
Exactly. Right. Faith is an active, spiritual is an active practice. And you're right. Just keep rowing.
Just keep rowing.
I would have been too. I would have been like,
can you picture me like a little 17-year-old me? Like, I'm staying in this boat. It was so funny.
My daughter did a whitewater rafting trip in 7th grade, actually, last year.
Oh, wow.
Same cost. I mean, it wasn't level 5. It was, I don't know, maybe level 2 or 3. It was very mild, right? But still same thing. Like, she had a ball, but it was and she's a good swimmer, and she had the same experience of like, nope, Just keep going.
Yep. Just keep rowing. We got this. I love it. Okay, Sunflower, your topic is intuition. So what's next for you with your intuition? What are you growing into right now?
Oh boy, I go through so many things. So what you were saying, Robin, was about trust. That's one of the biggest things is trust. I think anything in spirituality comes with trust,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because we're stepping outside of this traditional world where we're taught to only see straight, right? We're not to really think out. I mean, yeah, we use our imagination for things, but trusting your imagination is part of trusting your intuition,
Mhm.
right? So when you start seeing things, no, you're not going crazy, right? When you start feeling things, no, you're not going crazy.
Hmm.
I just had um an interesting thing happen where the last 2 years I've really been going through this process of trying to understand why the moon is always telling me about my wolf, right? And 2 years ago, I transformed into a wolf. And
Okay.
everybody's like, well, that's kind of scary. And I said, no, actually, it was really exciting, right? I could feel the power. I can feel like everything about it was exciting. And I
Hmm.
was like, but why is that exciting? I mean, that's kind of morbid. And I was like, I'm just going to trust, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to trust what it's trying to tell me. And then later on, the answers will come, right? And I get all of these messages all the time, especially being a medium, right? So I'm always having to trust what comes in,
Hmm.
right? If I'm going to give messages to people, I have to trust my intuition, even if it makes no sense to me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm constantly like, I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? And I'm like, all right, just spit it out, right? Because that has nothing to do with me.
Hmm.
So I have to trust everything that comes in, and I also have to trust what is the energy that's trying to talk to me versus whether it's planetary, uh, whether it's from the star systems, whether it's straight up to source, right?
Yeah.
I need to know where they're coming from because we have ghosts on this planet. It's just how it is, right? And so they like to talk.
Yes, they do. So
It's
so
getting them to shut up. That's the problem.
right? It's
Right?
like, wait, no, too much
Right? So
chatter
you
here.
have to
Um,
trust your intuition.
you got to trust your intuition. So for you right now, is it a deeper level of trust? Is it a more of a sharpening? Like what's the action that you're doing right now, or is it just like surrendering? Is it opening? What is the thing for you?
It's literally feeling it inside of me
Mm,
and in surrendering at the same time.
hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I just recently I kept hearing you need to watch this show, you need to watch this show. And I'm like, it doesn't even interest me, right? And at the very end of it, they're like, now do you get all the messages you've been
Oh
receiving? And I
yeah.
was like, holy crud. I'm like, okay, right? So I had to take that inside of me and be like, this is going to be kind of weird to tell people that you're a wolf. I'm like, how do you explain that? Especially this
I
kind
can
of a
just
wolf.
say I've embodied my inner wolf. Like I am a
That's
wolf.
exactly it.
Period. It's the end of story. I love this so much. I have a very deep trust with my intuition, sometimes to the point where people are like, it's like, how do you trust it so much? And I'm like, why would I do anything else? Like, all I've
Mhm.
been shown in my entire life, like from when I was 5 and I knew the name of the ghost that lived in our house and what job she had and when she lived and what she looked like and all of the things, and was told, you have a very creative imagination, right? And I was like, yeah, I do. And also, she's standing right there, you guys. Like, this is not my imagination. This is the lady
Hello.
who lives in our house. To being able to, the other day I like touched somebody's foot and was like, oh, here's this, these things are being shown to me, and they were like a random grouping of things, right? Like that would have made absolutely no, there was no reason, there was nothing
Mhm.
in our conversation. I barely know this person, and I was like, I see a green car and a man who seems like a father figure, and she's like, that took me to the exact moment of my life what I needed to know, exactly what I needed to know for me right now, right? And that's the same for me. Like sometimes I wake up with a word or a song, or I mean, one morning I woke up and it was like the first word. I feel like sometimes when I'm coming back in from that liminal space of the dream world, which my dream world is very vibrant, but when I'm coming back through, it's like a message is dropped, like don't forget this piece. Like there's like a little nugget to take with me. You know, one morning it was like Kierkegaard, and I was like, what is a Kierkegaard? Kierkegaard is a poet. I had no idea. Like I had never, I'm not big into poetry, but like what a name to like a very specific name. It wasn't like John Scott, you know, it was Kierkegaard. And it was so crystal clear. And so I just went and grabbed my phone and looked up Kierkegaard. And the
I
first
do what
poem
they
I came across had a message that was exactly what I needed to hear that day, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a journey for sure.
It's
And
like the vagus nerve. I was like, at first, I was like, what does Vegas have anything to do with what I'm
you're
going
like
through
my
right
Las Vegas
now?
nerve.
I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking. I'm literally thinking Las Vegas, and I'm like, I think you've all lost your marbles up there, right? And so
I
then
love it.
I'm like, okay, this is why one of the reasons I like AI sometimes because it kind of brings it all in for me, right? I'm like, what
Absolutely.
does this mean? And then I found out, oh, well, that makes more sense. It's the Vegas nerve. It's not Las Vegas.
Right, right. Sometimes you just need a little help discern like
Exactly.
under interpreting it, right? But
Yeah,
you've also
sometimes
got to
you
have that internal checkpoint to know like, okay, like is this because I mean the wonderful thing about the World Wide Web and AI and like all of that is that there's so much information, but also the dangerous part about it is that there's all the information. Like
Sure.
true, not true. I mean, sometimes it doesn't mean sometimes the not true information is actually just as important for you because it's about what you interpret from it and how you apply that in your
the
life.
intuition.
Doesn't
And the
necessarily have to even
discernment, right?
yeah,
That's the discernment piece of like your internal compass, right? Your internal compass is going to tell you what's true and what's not for you. And that's
exactly.
so important, which is I think this is the whole point of the work is like the more you can be in touch with your internal compass, now it's trust and surrender. Yes, but you need to know what's your yes and what's your no first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I can't believe our time's up so quickly because it just goes by so fast. And obviously, this is a topic I could talk about all day and
Yeah, me
actually
too.
do. Um, but I would love for everyone to join us in this conversation and join Robin and Sunflower and some of the other speakers that we've spotlighted already in this series. So the next conference that we have is coming up July 9th and 10th. We've got as I said, Sunflower is going to be doing Prepare with Your Intuition, and Robin is going to be helping us connect with our devotion. So the link is right here, nextglobalevents.com forward slash spirituality builder, and you can purchase tickets there. We've got 2 hour sessions for each topic, and then we have a whole 2 day event. So
Yeah.
come and join us, and we'll see you there.